At the conclusion of the wind tunnel testing, Lance invited us into the conference room to discuss what's going to happen with him for 2009 and also general bike racing topics.
How close are you to making a final decision about racing the Tour de France?
I had no idea that question would come up. I want to say I'm not trying to be coy. I'm not playing games with them or with fans or with the media. I simply don't know, and I'm not in a hurry. It's November 1st. I'm realistic about a lot of things when it comes to the Tour. I know what it's like to win. I know how to win. I know also how great the event is, and I know there's tension. There's tension with French cycling fans, with French media, and certainly tension with the organizers. And right now, I don't want to deal with tension. It's not bad. I'm not. As I said, I'm not playing games, and I don't know that I want to deal with tension in July. No, I don't think they're gonna. I'm like we're all gonna sit around and sing "Kumbaya" and it's gonna be great in July. I know there's gonna be tension. It's like I watch sports every weekend. It's like I watched Texas play Texas Tech this weekend. Those people, they hated Texas, hated them.
Were you at the game?
No, thank goodness. And I hated football after that game. And so I'm watching and I'm like, this is what the trick there is, that you're in a stadium and you're sort of protected. I mean, cycling's not that way. So if they hate you and you're on the roads and they want you, they can get you. So you have to find this balance of like, do I want to achieve, try to go for a tour or help the team win a tour, or do you want to help further the international cancer campaign, and all of this laid over this animosity that exists.
Was it bad, the last one that you rode?
Oh, the last one was not. The last couple were not that good. But again, that's sports, and that's part of it. But
and there's nowhere that can change before. I mean, there's that tension. There's nothing that can be done between now and July to change that tension. Or is there?
Probably not. We had this discussion yesterday. I was talking with Bill, and he thought it could, change. He said, Bill, the only way it would change is that I gave up my American citizenship and became a French citizen. So I said, and that might not even change it. So hopefully, for me, I'd rather just go quiet, work on what I'm working on now, start the season in January. I mean, listen, I'm a bike racer again, and I know how to race bikes. It's what I love to do. I'm going to go to Australia. I'm going to go to Italy. I'm going to race the Tour of Flanders. I'm going to do all the classics of cycling. California's nice. So,
what about Paris-Roubaix?
No, I shouldn't say all the classics of cycling. I meant
But you said Flanders.
Flanders, Criterium International, Circuit de la Sarre. Now I'm rolling on my calendar for you guys.
Yeah. Is there any deadline for the Tour de France?
Sure. It starts July 4th, so they enter the names a week before, but I don't want it to appear as if we're playing games with them or the fans. We're not. It's not a decision I'm making right now.
Well, like you said, when you're preparing, you have this to-do list, and on the to-do list was the Giro and the others, especially the Giro, which you hadn't done. You and I chatted about. It's a whole different thing. But they welcomed you with open arms, and the director came to you, and you guys basically made your arrangements.
Yeah. No,
it's not a distraction.
But it's this relationship between me and France. This is not. I think the media likes to play it up as all this suspicion in and around doping. That suspicion exists in cycling. So it makes no sense that you cross the border from France to Italy, which border each other, and that suspicion goes away, and you're all of a sudden welcome. I don't think it has a lot to do with the doping stuff in France. It's or the suspicion around it. It's just a personal animosity. There's this tension that exists. And it doesn't exist in Italy and in Spain and in Belgium and in Holland and in Switzerland. It exists in Germany, in Australia, and certainly in the United States. It's very weird, and it's the psychology of it I can't figure out, but.
Winning 7 straight races,
and that's why I think it's very personal, because it's in a sense, it's a historical event for them, and the record was historical, and nobody had won more than 5. And I think the way that I raced the tour, I mean, even stuff like we're doing today, I mean, the thought and the methodical approach, the robotic approach to racing, not showing emotion, not showing pain, suffering, or ease, not showing anything, is not a popular style of racing in France. And they want, I mean, to them, panache is the guy who suffers and is swinging all over his bike and looks like he's about to fall off. See, I never found that to be an effective way to try and win, because to me it was also a game that you played with the competitors and their coaches and the directors and the fans. So we were always using that to our advantage, but they didn't enjoy that.
Did you ever feel unsafe riding there, security-wise, knowing that animosity was there?
I mean, I knew that the threats existed. 04 Alpe d'Huez, we knew that there were serious threats, but that was the year I was going to break the record, so you have to decide, do I take a little risk here and go for this record, or do I just say, no, it's not worth it? I decided to go for it. I mean, at the time, we had good support from the French authorities and from the French police. I mean, we had police and essentially like Secret Service guys embedded in our team, so that helps you. You know that we have American security, but also you've got some couple French guys that pack and heat also in the car too. So that's always good. That's what I always love. You hear all this talk about these journalists that get embedded in these teams. I'm like, we had French police embedded in our team. What could be more compelling than that? And how are we going to run around and do anything bad when we got the police guys hanging with us all the time?
What about the movie project? Is that, I know originally it was thought to be in 2009, but is that still on hold?
I think I think it's evolving, because it was originally sort of a big, what do you call it?
biopic.
Yeah, and I think it's, with the comeback, I think it may be evolving into more of a documentary. So, still too early to say. We've been filming stuff, like these guys right here, since the very beginning. I mean, this became public in September, but we was training for Leadville and all these things, training in the gym, doing all that stuff, long before that. So we've just been capturing footage, and whether or not that gets packaged up into a documentary or as part of a movie, I've never tried to not pay attention to the whole movie thing from the very beginning, because it was just too overwhelming for me. It was too big. It was too. I don't watch movies, so I was always a reluctant player there.
I've seen Matt Damon try to get in shape.
I know, these guys, the way they evolve themselves and change themselves for parts, is crazy. I mean, they go from gaining 50 to losing 75. It's like, that would drive me nuts, but they do it.